Hi, You Can Heal family. Today's video is about the I am statements, and it's actually like a little mini series, I guess we could call it, that I'm going to be going through over probably 7 or 8 days, talking about the I am statements in the Bible and how they can help us heal from the pain of our past. My name is Shena Major. I'm a life coach, and that's what I do. I help people heal from their past toxic relationships that aren't serving them, so they learn to love themselves. So if that sounds good, stick around and hear what I have to say. Now, I Googled a lot of different things to try to understand the I am statements, and some sources I came up with were food for hunger, truth, unity, and groundwork biblical foundations for life. So that's actually what notes I have, and they're right here on this paper right in front of me, and there's so much to unpack. Now, I just want to say that I'm not a pastor or Bible scholar or minister or anything like that. I'm just a woman who's had some pain and working through that on my healing journey. So I kind of figured, let's do this together, because when I was reading through the Gospel of Matthew in the Read With Me's in the New Testament, we came across the I am statements, and I said, that'd be really good to unpack with you all so we can see how those I am statements can pertain to our healing. So we're kind of doing this together. I think I kind of like that way of doing things, because I'm learning and I'm healing and growing along with you, and I think that's pretty neat. Just doing it together and being brave enough and courageous enough to say there's still areas that we need to grow in. So let's unpack this together and figure out how learn how the I am statements can help us heal from the pain of our past. If you hear something today that makes sense to you, that sounds good, that resonates with you, go ahead and like, and even get adventurous and subscribe. Why not? If you hear something that's going to help you in your life heal, and my personality jives with yours, then let's just keep this thing going. All right, now enough of that. So let me start with what I found through Truth Unity, and I think these things are kind of interesting, but they might come across a little complicated too if you're new to the whole Bible and God thing, but at the same time, I found them intriguing, so I want to share those with you. And in this particular resource, they were saying how the I am statement is your spiritual identity or your real mind in Christ. And there's some other things here. The I am is the indwelling of life, love, and wisdom and ideas of the divine mind. The I am is the spiritual self, the eternal without beginning and end. So the I am is eternal without beginning and end. The I am is the true spiritual man who God made in his image and likeness. The I am is the center of where our thoughts begin. And the I am is the name of the physical self. So in hearing all that, for me, it kind of connects us. The I am is our connection to who God is, because God is the great I am. So when I took that information and then looking at things from the next source, the source of the food for hunger, it was talking about the scripture in Exodus 3:14, where Moses has to lead the Israelites to the promised land, and he's like, well, who do I tell the Israelites that I am? Moses is talking to God, and God said, say, I am, the I am has sent me to you. So that's what Moses was to tell the Israelites, that I am has sent me to you. So who is the I am? God sent Moses to lead people towards something. And I think that's what the I am statements wants to do. It wants to lead us towards Christ. Now, why is that important? Because when we're led toward Christ, we're being led toward the good news and the hope that lies within us. And the I am statements are a reflection of who God is, and showing us, showing us through the I am statements who God is. And when we know who God is, we begin to know who we are, because we are in Christ. Therefore, you can heal, like the book says, right? So, for me, that is meaningful to me, because God said, Moses, tell them I am sent you. And if the I am sent Moses to help the people, won't he do that for you? And won't he do that for me? Because God's the same yesterday, today, and forever. So this is really good stuff. Now, the other thing I want to point out from the Groundwork Biblical Foundation source, that particular source came at it a different way, came at the I am statements in a different way. And they were talking about how, a lot of us experience guilt and shame and fear and anxiety. And guilt and shame come from the past. Things that were done to us or said to us or happened to us, or things we brought upon ourselves. And that's where guilt and shame come from. Or fear and anxiety, because you keep looking towards the future and you're trying to project what's going to happen, so you get all anxious and worried. And this particular source is saying the I am statements are Jesus's words chosen for himself to connect us to God. So if the I am statements are connecting us to God, and we're being led towards God through them, we shouldn't experience the guilt and pain, guilt and shame, or fear and anxiety, because that's not who God is. God says, I am. That's present tense. I am this. So we can't live from our past fear and guilt, and we can't live ahead in anxiety and fear, shame and guilt, and living ahead of ourselves in anxiety and fear, because God is saying, I am this for you. I will be this for you in this present moment. So you don't have to live from the past, and you don't have to live concerned and worried and anxious about the future. So that was a blessing, yes? It's beautiful. Now, the other source was also saying the I am statements that are found in the Gospel of John are like a word picture for us, to help us understand who God is, to connect us to God, to demonstrate the eternal and personal nature of God. And the I am statements invite us into a relationship with God. So the I am statements paint a picture of who God is, which will draw us closer to him. That's beautiful, yes? Now the purpose, let's see, I have here in my notes, the purpose of going over the I am statements. Why are we doing this? How are the I am statements going to help me? You're probably asking yourself. Well, here's the answer I came up with in my research. The I am statements are going to help us discover the facets of God that Jesus wants to share with us through, remember, we talked about the word picture. So we're going to be able to see different sides of God through the I am statements. We're going to be able to understand some of the parallels of the Old Testament, and also to know what they mean to us for our relationship with God in the present day. So the I am statements are going to kind of keep us current, so to speak, like show us how the I am is present and in the now, and like here, like we don't have to be concerned really about anything. And then that takes me to my notes in Matthew 11:28. I discovered when I was studying this is God, the I am is present and now. And in Matthew 11:28, it says to us, all who are weary and burdened, loose paraphrase, come to me because I will give you rest. Why are we going to get rest? Because God is in the moment right now. So whatever's going on in your life right now, he can meet you there in this present moment, because that's who he is. And then that Matthew 11:28 connects us right back to let's not have fear, let's not have anxiety, let's not have shame and guilt, because those are things from the past or things in the future. And God is right here. I am, who I am, who God says I am. I'm right here, right now. So So we don't have to really be concerned about anything. And we allow God to help us heal and to help us grow, because He wants us to give our burdens to Him. He wants to carry those. He doesn't want us to carry them anymore. He wants us to lay them at His feet. So, God, just thinking about it, it's so amazing just how present He is for us at all times. Now, with that being said, there are 7 I am statements that are found in the Gospel of John. So we're going to take all of those statements, and every day, that I show up here and we're doing this little mini series, we're going to talk about each one and just break it down together. I'll dig into it, and then I'll come on and share with you what I've learned and how that can help us heal. I can maybe relate some stories from my situation in my life that you could possibly relate to. So we're just going to make it real practical. We're not going to make it like hard. We're just going to try to dig into these things together. So if you're wondering what the I am statements are, they are: I am the bread of life. I am the light of the world. I am the gate for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the true vine. So those are our I am statements that we're going to take a look at and see what God has for us, and see how they can help us in our healing journey and encourage us to move towards wholeness and away from situations that are toxic and unhealthy. I mean, who wants that? As long as you're staying in it, you're not really going to have peace. You might find some peaceful times and peaceful moments, but God wants us to live in that state all the time. So let's see how we can get there together. And don't feel like I'm in perhaps maybe, let me put it this way, you're in a relationship currently right now that is painful and it's hurting you, and you're sad and you're crying and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck here forever. Well, you're not. You're really not, because those feelings you have aren't what God wants you to experience, because He's not those things and He lives inside of you, right? So we're gonna just we're gonna go for it, and we're gonna see what this series brings. So I hope you find it helpful. I hope you tune in and we just dig in to this as a You Can Heal family, because that's what we are. All right. So with that being said, always remember that true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God is love and He lives on the inside of you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.